Welcome everybody to our next session of Heaston Hill. Another good one a couple weeks ago as the standoff on the mountainside continued as the Coopers dealt with some temporary blindness. Eventually came out of that. You lost an owl again. You took
Lasted all of about 6 seconds.
yeah, but you took out the gunman and able to get Prospector Bob out from his captivity. Ran him straight into from captivity to coffin, but you brought him out of that. That's basically where we pick up. So you guys are still kind of there at the kind of the base of the mountain as you gathered up. It just picked Bob up. Reverend, you had kind of offered some healing to the rest of the crew as well as needed.
Right, yeah. See who was down.
I
want to say that I already marked off my points.
Yeah, I think you had.
It was Bob and I think John.
Yeah, I had a wound, but I show 0 now. So I think maybe you did do the healing before we ended.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah,
I also gave one to someone got rocked right at the end.
Bob.
It was Bob. Okay, yeah, I
Bob
got
was
him
down. But he's also considered. He's not considered a wild card. He had one wound, which why took him down.
Well, my pockets are mighty heavy from all this money I picked up.
You've earned it, Mr. Cooper. You've earned it.
We also had that money we took out of the safe before we came to the mountain too. So we do a little shopping when we get back to town.
Oh yeah.
Well,
we oughta.
I think it's time for us to do a little shopping right here as I make my way towards those rifles. I think the Reverend and I each need one of those.
I would not mind a rifle. And some bullets for it, preferably.
So are there 4 Winchester 76s there, Todd?
Yeah, I believe that's what the gunman had.
So John should upgrade his. Well, we should each get one then.
Yeah. Let me double check what they had.
Oh, it was a 76. I just finished listening to it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's right. Cause I wondered why it had a different damage roll than my 7-3.
So my question is, what kind of sidearms do they have? I think it's time for JT to get some ranged backup.
You just realize now going around the Wild West without firearms not a great idea there, JT?
You know, most of my investigations,
smart man.
Most of my investigations with the Legion have been more of an indoors affair. You gentlemen have shown me the error of my ways.
Well, I wouldn't say error. It's certainly safer indoors.
Oh hell, I've been in plenty of shootouts inside too.
I can assist that myself.
Just unsurprised that you attract trouble, Mr. Cooper.
Which one you talking to?
I said what I said, and I said it as vague as I said it for a reason.
The fallen gunmen around you, not all of them, but there's at least 2 Colt Frontiers among them as well.
Does this gun? Can we find bullets for the Winchesters?
Yeah, you got a good handful. among the
A good handful.
The
On
70,
the,
the 76 takes 45s. I don't know what the Frontier takes.
Is that rifle ammunition large or small? The
Probably
Frontier
large.
takes pistol ammunition large. I would imagine that it also takes.
weapons, range.
I'm trying to find the
So how
rifle in
many
the
bullets
compendium.
is that? A handful.
Deadlands equipment. Okay.
What, one load and one reload?
Oh, we were kind of talking about this the other day about that stuff, weren't we, Reverend?
Oh, I believe so.
Oh, so large is 45 caliber and over. Small is 38 to 44. If you click into it, if you're looking on in the
Oh, I see. Yep.
yeah, so
Does
large,
that go
right? Because
for?
that will be
Yeah, yeah, it's large.
have the description there.
Oh,
That would be
boy.
too convenient.
Well, yeah, I'll pick up bullets and then. Oh, Lord! Anyone have a shovel? You gotta bury these kids at least a little bit.
On the
I
side
do
of a
have a
mountain
shovel in the wagon.
rock.
Yes.
You're dragging them. You've got a body up at the camp still, and then you've got 4 down here, side of the mountain.
Yeah, I mean,
Someone's gonna come to check on these boys sooner or later.
well, It don't feel right just leaving them out here for the birds.
Do they have horses at all?
Not that you saw, no.
Probably scared them away with the gunfight, or they were probably smart enough to not bring their horses up into the mountains.
Where did they leave him at, though?
So the Frontier shares ammo with the Winchester 73, so I think it's 41 caliber, if I remember correctly.
But does it really?
The 73, though, not the
73,
76.
not the 76.
Correct. Let me just double check. I think. Oh no, the 73 is 4440. Was that?
Frontier is 4440.
I could have told you that. Sorry, I've got one. That's what I've been using.
It does share it with the 73. They're both 4440.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Well, it
you don't have
says
the
so in the
73.
description. Yeah. So may I acquire a Frontier and a holster and a 76, and John can keep the money? No questions asked.
Well, they ain't John's guns to sell. I imagine you can do that.
Okay.
Unless he became an opportunist out here.
Sell you these real cheap. Those fellas don't need them anymore.
How many bullets do we get for the rifles? Like per person? You said a handful. That's not.
What is their what's their clip size?
It's a good question. Shots are 15, I believe.
Yep.
15?
76 is 15.
Yep.
Okay, I'll give you a full load. I'll give you 2 full
Okay, so 30.
clips, whatever you want to call them. Yeah,
Sure.
30.
Great.
And 6 plus 6 on the Frontier?
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder why it doesn't specify an actual, like, cartridge for the Winchester 76. Well, I guess some of the others don't.
No, it's the 76 is a 45. Is that what I said? Yeah, 45 caliber.
But, like,
In game, yeah, it doesn't list any of them, I don't think.
maybe like 4570? I don't know. But that's a lot of 4570 if you put it in a magazine tube.
Is it? Wait, the Winchester 76 is 45-70 and holds 15 bullets.
No,
No,
that's
it's
what, it
just
doesn't say. I
45.
was just speculating. Maybe it's like 45 long Colt, or I don't know.
I need
Yeah.
to look at what this rifle is. It's a lever action. Okay, yeah.
Well, Reverend, what are you supposing we do with these bodies then? If you ain't keen on leaving them here on the mountain.
Well, let's at least. There are a lot of. Is there? Todd, just judging by the landscape, it would be easier to stack rocks on them or bury them.
Yeah, looking around, because you guys are a little bit up the mountain, not a ton, but you are, and so you're definitely not anywhere near
Diggable soil. Okay,
diggable
so
soil.
stacking rocks.
Yeah, because you're either, I mean, you're gonna have to, find loose rocks and things and put them over them, and then, or you have to drag the bodies down to get to an area where you can.
I'd say we just stack rocks on them where they lay.
Okay. The other difference there is that you'll probably be able to cover up better if you put them in the actual ground.
Right. Well, this ain't about like hiding them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not wanting to leave their bodies out. They were shooting at us, but they're still people.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So you guys can do so. Are you going back up for the body at the camp as well?
Reverend will go up and stack the rocks up there, and then when he comes back down, like, just gives JT a look.
That was a mountain lion.
That looked like a mountain lion and not a saber. Uh-huh.
Prospector Bob has some value that I discerned in our conversation.
He coughs as he's still kind of recovering from the gunfight, and I appreciate that, JT. Man, I'm just not cut out for this gunslinging shit. Pardon my lack of assistance here in your efforts, Reverend.
Not a problem.
You guys take time to put the bodies where you can and cover them up. Give them a little bit of a respectable burial, if you will. From there, to head off. Bob, as you guys are coming back down to meet up back with your horses tied up down below. So what are you all thinking of doing from here?
Well, do you know why? You know who those boys worked for? I have to imagine it was for Heaston, or at least for Heaston's kids.
Yep.
Confirmed.
Did you see any of the Heaston boys when they kidnapped you?
No, it was all so fast. Clubbed me over the head and dragged me off. But I'll bet my whole claim it was that son of bitch's kids. Stirring up the town as we speak, I guarantee it.
Well, I say we head back to town and Bob, you got the means to leave the county? Or at least get out of town for a while?
Now, Reverend, I did not stick a very large blade through a man's back just to let Prospector Bob run off into the sunset.
Now,
That's not at
I-
all what the plan
I
was.
thought it was a mountain lion. Pardon me.
Bob looks
During,
at you with a kind of furrowed brow, as in say, and just exactly what is your plan with me, Mr. Beauregard?
During our conversation, Bob, you alluded to Heaston attempting to run out all the other miners, union individuals, essentially creating a monopoly on mining here. I alluded to the fact that if you had proper backing and support, if you could perhaps introduce us to the union and gain our participation in an anti-Heaston effort.
Well, as I told you up at camp there, recognizing that y'all been out of town a day or two, you're gonna want to check in and rethink those thoughts. And you will find out very quickly why I do in fact need to take a little time away. I've got a nephew a few towns over. Go visit. Haven't seen him in a while. Owns a small little ranch. Stop back at my claim, go gather a couple things, and head out for a bit. You'll see why.
I think Bob told JT why already, didn't he? Okay. JT, the player was not here to hear.
No, he did. It was because that was 2 sessions ago, and
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yep.
yeah, we've been on the
I forgot
mountain
we
a
spent
long
like
time.
2 sessions on the mountain, yeah.
And Todd, I don't recall specific facts. I just remember him.
He
sort
mentioned
of
in
saying,
an article, a letter to the editor that went out.
Yeah, I think Heaston like coerced him.
Oh
or-
yeah, forced him to write it. That's
Mhm.
correct. Okay, yeah. Now I'm remembering.
Well, I suppose we can escort you back to your claim. Let you get your stuff and get out of here, and we should probably head back into town. Get things situated and see what kind of trouble that letter stirred up.
Speaking of trouble, gentlemen, I've alluded to the fact that I was involved in some of the ghost rock experimentation before. And my accoutrements here came from those connections. I think when we reach town, it's time to spend some money and get you properly equipped with the devices of the infernal.
Is this our suit up montage about to happen?
Hold on just a minute. The devices of the infernal?
I mean, ghost rock devices. Those in the greater sciences refer to them as infernal.
See, in my line of work, infernal means something a little bit different. And I don't know if we're talking about the same thing here.
I mean, you remember the basement, right?
No, I forgot. Will you remind me, James, please?
Did you forget
mean-
about the piano?
Anyway,
When you use ghost rock as a reagent in the new sciences, Reverend, what exactly do you think you're tapping into?
Well, now I was assuming that it was just a rock with well, I don't know, oil makes things go sometimes. I thought maybe it was just a natural phenomenon.
It's about as natural as your abilities, sir.
No,
Both the ones
Yeah.
God gave you and the other ones.
ain't no natural rock I ever seen bring a piano to life.
Well, none that
All
you
right.
don't smoke.
I suppose there's a reason Mom and Pa never had me hang around with you too much there, Uncle James.
Yeah, you get to know some characters and when you travel a lot. Just the way it is.
Well, I suppose I may have been burying my head in the sand, as it were. What did you have in mind specifically?
Armor, lightning, hellfire, anything we can lay our hands on. Todd, this is also the part where we're going to have to decide which side of the fence JT came from, the Hellstrom Industries side or the Smith and Robard side. I've been leaning towards the Smith and Robard side, but considering your other entanglements, if you want to steer us in the other direction, just let me know.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that.
Okay.
Hellstrom Industries. That's subtle. Subtle.
Well, Darius Hellstrom's the guy that owns the other rail line that we're dealing with.
Right. Yeah. Subtle, like I said.
He's all over the history of this setting, so.
Well, I suppose we ought to get back to town then.
You guys continue your ride in and continue your conversation, of course, but if nothing else, you come around the down around Terrytown Bench, the large headstone looking rock formation that looms over the town. As you approach, you notice that, maybe just the events that have transpired and things have gotten to you, but that thing looks a lot more like a tombstone than a headstone than you remember. The wind, as it blows along the trail, you catch what you think are whispers in the breeze, whispering names of those that you've loved and lost, or maybe killed yourself. Things feel a bit more heavy as you come back into town. Prospector Bob gives you his thanks, and he heads off to his claim. Folks, once again, I really appreciate you coming after me. I'll be back. It'd be good to rest these working hands for a little bit. Oh, my nephew put me to work on his ranch, that's for damn sure. Keeps me honest, so. I don't know what good it is, but if for some reason there's value in hanging out in this claim here, absolutely welcome to do that.
Appreciate that, Bob. Thank you.
So with that, he will head off, and go his separate way and allow the rest of you to continue on back into town proper. Anything you would be doing specifically when you get to town? Going straight somewhere or just coming in?
I want a newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta find out what the hell is going on in this town.
So as you come into town, everyone give me notice checks.
I really got to put
Double forward.
an advance into this.
And I think I know I fixed John's. JT, from 2 sessions ago, you had boosted everyone's guns. So everyone double check that. Make sure for the shooting, right?
Shooting, yeah.
I don't know if I went through, because I had an issue with importing or when I updated everything.
That's right.
Yeah, I think everything's good, so. Okay, so you guys are coming in from the southwest of town, up probably, around through Main Street, and, I don't know why I pulled up a separate map. It's right in front of my face. Okay, so, successes all around. You guys coming up around Main Street there, you get past, like, Pikes Court and Tarrytown Street. You can hear like a crowd. Sounds like it's too collective in distance to make things out specifically, but you can sense the emotion in it, and it's definitely one of anger and frustration, shouting, and it's coming from deeper into town.
Gentlemen, perhaps we dismount and head into town on foot as to not look as conspicuous up on horseback.
And maybe we should go to the stable.
What side of town is that on?
It's towards the bottom.
It's 31 all the way over here.
Is it the wrong side?
Yeah, we're on the other side of town, unfortunately.
31. Okay, that's a stable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then your guys' house was 20. Or no.
Our house is all the way up here on the other edge of town.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, we could just park everything at the house then. Unless we want to avoid the house.
Well,
so you guys are coming in here. Tarrytown Main Street coming in. And then to the northeast direction where you hear this crowd.
Maybe I don't know, I just don't want to be seen. If it's a riotous mob, I don't necessarily want to stand out,
Well, how crowded are the streets, Todd?
The streets you're on, the main street is not more crowded than normal at this point.
Okay.
I think, let's see, I'm trying, time-wise, it's probably like mid to late afternoon. If not, closer to supper time here, given all the back and forth you guys did. So yeah, there's Main Street's average traffic. Just looking at these other business here. So, JT, right at the corner there, number 17 is the bank.
Mm.
They would very likely have probably have a newspaper there.
Or is somebody standing outside?
Yeah. Something there. So you absolutely can do that. So yeah, say the little kid out there that's, handing out the paper.
Garçon.
Looks at you kind of wide-eyed and
that's boy in French, boy.
Oh, hi. Okay, sir. Yes, can I help you?
Grab me the most recent copy of that paper there. I'll double the price for you.
Oh yes, of course, right here. And he hands that over. Flipping. You hand over double the price of the newspaper.
Yes. So is that a quarter?
10
That's all right.
cents.
I'm saying you do that because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, so I flip him a shiny quarter, probably.
Okay, that works. And so you pull that open, and you skim through it, and you know there's just various articles about things going on around town. A lot of things related to the mines, of course. You're not. Are you after something specific? I assume.
Well, the editorial.
Okay.
That's
You don't see
That's-
that there.
okay.
You would you'd remember that, or you'd recall that you guys have been away a day or two.
Is there a copy of yesterday's paper around, child?
Oh, I don't have any, but there might be some at the office.
I'll tell you what.
Is that the
You give me a
Examiner?
copy of yesterday's paper and have it delivered to what's Buckle's address again?
Something Bridger Street.
Something Bridger Street. Yeah, rattle off whatever the address is to Bridger Street. Have it delivered there as soon as possible, and I give him the $1 now.
Okay. Looks like it would have cost 6 cents. So
Wow, a whole 12 cents.
Didn't you?
No, I paid him a quarter. I paid him 4 times. So
Right,
just
right,
ridiculous.
Shit.
yeah, he's super eager. He is so excited. You take that. He drops his newspapers that he has, and he just takes off running for the Examiner, which is number 21. Yes, thank you. So it's down the street.
So
So
it's like you probably.
So he'll
see
be
it,
back
it's
in a
like,
minute.
Oh, it's right over there. I'm just gonna
yeah.
go walk
Well,
over here.
he's gonna go to the house, right?
Yeah, you said to
Apparently, that's what I
deliver to
said.
the house.
I said delivered to
Good,
the house.
So you see him running down Main Street, and he cuts to a building. He's in there for a little bit, and then he rushes back out, and he's got the blinders on, and he takes off further down Main Street, and he skips past 2nd Avenue, and he goes to 1st Avenue and runs up that.
Hey, JT. I think there's goes your newspaper he's looking for.
Yes, it
Should,
is, Mr. Cooper. Yes, it is.
Should we head there anyways? Maybe head up north and then kind of cut around the
I,
town?
I have a feeling we're going to want to check out the commotion.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. JT.
That feels like a cutscene. I think there's a
Go
cutscene
check out
over
what's
there.
going on. I don't want to avoid the people.
You continue on down Main Street, passing 3rd, and eventually coming towards 2nd. And the closer and closer you get to 2nd, the roar of this crowd gets louder and louder. And, you can hear chanting and yelling and whatnot. You finally come to the street, and you see this crowd of people that are in the street here, all sorts. Some of them, by what they look like, you assume to be miners of the town. I mean, you've seen a lot of that, obviously, being a mining town as it is for the most part. And they are standing outside of Heaston's office, the area of where Heaston's office is. Number 24.
Oh boy.
This is not going to be good.
So you said there was chanting and whatnot. Is there anything we can pick out from that?
Yeah, it's there's a few things like just yelling against something about, a lot of them just kind of cursing out Heaston's mining company. Things like, sucks to your safety laws, things like that. So,
Hold on. Damn it, JT, do you know how to use one of those?
One of what?
One of those guns that we picked up.
Yes, you pointed at the other man, you pull the trigger.
Is that what you're doing?
That's weird. I was fixing my PowerPoints and the freaking gun came up. What is going on here?
Untrained, Annis. Remind me to stand
What?
behind you at all times when you got that gun there, JT.
See, it wasn't that you didn't choose to carry firearms; it's that no one let you.
Could be.
I'm starting to have doubts about it.
As you guys come around, give me anyone that wants, give me a notice check as well.
Sure. Now, roll.
What the hell?
Level 6. Very nice.
Brendan, oh, jeez.
Good rolls.
Holy moly.
Okay, so everyone but JT, did you roll?
Yeah, it says I got a 16.
Oh, you went twice. Okay, or you clicked it twice. I see. Who did not?
Oh,
No James. Yep.
Okay. Well, the rest of you, either way. Oh no!
Wait, you still have your stuff?
I'm still fatigued.
You're blind. He still rolled double ones. That's impressive.
Oh no.
Yeah, the fatigue doesn't matter. You still rolled the crit fail.
Oh, I know. I'm saying that's why they're zeros, though.
Oh yeah.
Just that. Just a fly right in his eyeball. Ah.
I think his Manitow might be messing with his eyes still.
You, the three of you, the rest of you, you're walking along with your horses and whatnot, and James just gets distracted or something. Something gets caught in the eye, whatever, and you just trip over something in the road and just go down hard and bite it,
Oh, no.
falling down. The rest
I will
of you,
try to get up and brush myself off like nothing happened.
the rest of you, as you look down among this crowd, something else you notice are a few individuals that look to be, the guard type, deputy type, out front of Heaston's office, kind of holding a perimeter around the office, standing there. They have, they're definitely armed, rifles or shotguns or the like, out front, just holding a kind of arced perimeter out front of his office as the crowd chants in anger.
Well. Wait, who did you say it was? Is that
Easton's men are outside with rifles.
okay? That looks like a
I
powder
would
keg
say
about
that-
to explode.
JT, I mean, you guys all got raises. You can't say for sure like they're Heaston's men. You don't recognize them in a sense,
Well,
but they look maybe.
They definitely appear
recently.
defensive, I'm
Yes.
assuming, like security.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the crowd chanting exactly?
They're cursing Heaston, and they're yelling about. You hear talks about the safety laws that he wants to put in place.
Okay.
Basically Bob kind of alluded to this, JT, that the letter said something about everything coming under Heaston's rule in an attempt to create safety regulations and things like that was the whole thing. So they're basically regulating that no mines claims should exist if not affiliated with.
This is a power play, gentlemen.
That it is.
Yeah.
But
What are we supposed to do about this? This looks
Oh,
like it's about to kick off into something even nastier.
Well, Reverend, this seems like more of a moral issue. Perhaps you should take the lead on whether we let these people get gunned down by Heaston's men when they're trying to stand up for their rights.
Well, no, I mean, I'm all about standing up for their rights, but yeah. Looks an awful lot like about to be a really big gunfight on the streets here.
You
And
hear quick footfalls further down the street and heavy panting breath as a young boy comes running around the corner and comes by and says, Sir, I delivered your paper. Thank you so much again. The door was closed, so I just left it on the stoop.
Thank you very much, sir.
And then he continues on back down the street.
Yes, Mr. Cooper, I hear your comments.
Well, suppose
Do we see the
Reverend-
sheriff or the deputies or anyone like that in
Marshal,
the crowd?
any sort of law enforcement?
Yeah, the guards look
Oh,
they look to be
Oh.
deputized men.
great.
Yeah. You don't see the Marshal Wister out anywhere.
Of course not.
I mean, that's not a terrible surprise. We heard he
nah,
was
he's been.
in Heaston's pocket.
Yeah. Shoot.
Reverend, Uncle James, perhaps we should attempt to persuade these people to stand down.
Oh.
I open up my doctor's bag and start rooting around for some chemicals.
You think you're gonna find the answer to this situation in there?
I believe I still have my Aunt Judy's recipe for silver tongue persuasion in here somewhere.
Okay, I'll just remind everyone that when people get close to me, they start to notice things. Things that if they were to paint a full picture with, they might turn their ire towards something else.
I'm pouring this stuff together and I'm just sort of looking at the Reverend strangely. What in God's name would mean I would give you my Aunt Judy's silver tongue persuasive juice?
Because you asked me to take the lead just a little bit ago on this moral issue, as you put it.
No, sir, I need you to very quickly give me a quick sermon that I can utilize.
oh, so we're gonna have you do the talking to the angry mob there, JT.
Mr.
ought to be
Cooper,
good.
your
This ought to-
persuasion comes
this ought
with
to be
bullets.
This ought to be a real hoot. I'm gonna go find me a seat over here on these steps and enjoy the show, as it were.
What
Remind them that Jesus did not. Oh, nope. There's a temple.
How
Have
about
something
you,
on greed.
How about you remind them ain't ever been a claim mined by a dead man, so maybe they ought to scatter before they end up 6 feet under.
yeah, I'm sure that won't sound like a threat.
Yeah, sounds a little like a threat.
No, not that we're gonna kill them, but the
Still
the rest of
sounds
the
like a
folks
threat.
here
No
might.
matter who's doing the killing, still sounds like a threat.
Uncle James, your
Um,
fatigue is gone, by the way.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
That is
per
good news.
once per hour it goes down.
Because I
Okay.
have a feeling.
Uncle James, do you have any boosting or supportive abilities at all? I'm
Yeah.
on my own on this one.
He's got boost lower. I think that's like a
If
every caster gets that.
I can't do it without dealing with my friend, and we're not really on speaking terms at the moment. So,
Gentlemen,
Right.
gentlemen, excuse me, gentlemen.
Okay, well,
You hear
what is
a
it?
voice behind you call out.
Yes. Okay, we turn around. Who
You
is
turn
it?
around and you see a man with glasses and an apron. Wearing an apron. Says, gentlemen, is you you the outfit that's staying in the old Buckles residence?
We might be.
My clerks mentioned that a few of you stopped by the other day and from out of town and just didn't get a chance to say hello. Frank Debony puts a hand out.
Ah, yes.
There it is.
Oh, Mr. Debony, I'm quite the fan.
Oh,
Been looking for you for several days now.
well, sometimes a hard man to find, you know, between running a few shops around here and the sutler gig over at the fort. Well, I
Mr.
was yeah. Sorry. Yes.
Mr. Debony, these people, I'll just make a head gesture towards the soon-to-be mass shooting. These people are pretty riled up about Heaston. Did he do something? We haven't had a chance to read the paper.
Oh, guess part of the reason that I wasn't able to find you is your absence in town, and let's unless you're off to somewhere, here to have a chat.
Kind of concerned that these people are about to get themselves killed.
Well, they've been going at it for past day or so. So far, things haven't boiled over. I understand your concern. That's that iron hanging out front of Heaston's office. Gonna keep most of those heads as level as you can be.
I hope you're right, sir. I hope you're right.
Where you suggest we have this chat, I assume here in the middle of the street. Ain't what you had in mind?
Or shall we enter your establishment and have some cigars and the best of your refreshments, Mr. Debony?
Yes.
He owns the cigar.
Yeah, I was
cafe.
just trying to look up because he has a couple places. So, where is that at? Is it just the cigar and cafe? Oh, there it is. Debony Cafe and Cigar Store. What do you know? Number 11, right down the street. So yeah, he'll say, "Well, yes, that sounds quite wonderful. I could use a break from the shop right now. Shall we?"
Absolutely.
Certainly have time for you to send your horses off to the stable if that's where you're keeping them as well.
Yeah, let's
I don't
take care
mind.
of that. Well, we got to take the cart back to the house. That's where we've been keeping that, right? Or we
No,
keeping
the
cart at
stable.
Stables. At the stables?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Yeah, so we'll do that and then head over to the Debony Cafe and Cigar Store, which is number 11.
Okay.
We're
So
just
you
going
Continue
right
on
there.
the rest of the way. Drop the steeds off and come back. You come inside and there's one other patron. It looks like just by themselves, enjoying a beverage, kind of in the corner. Debony greets you all. Come, join me. And he takes you back to a larger table. It's not fully secluded, but kind of looks to be a little bit of a private area. And he calls out to the clerk, the server there, to just kind of gestures and has them come over to get beverages and anything else around that you all would like to have. There is inside, yeah, description here in the book. A long veranda wraps around single-story building's left side, where individuals enjoy cigars and rocking chairs after supper. Inside, there is a clockwork music box, straight from the Smith and Robards factory in Salt Lake. That would probably catch your eye, JT.
Oh my. Oh my. So I'm gonna head over there and queue up a few tunes of the very somber and elegant type that I'm sure must play in a cigar bar.
Something that will
Got O Susanna on that thing there, JT.
Yes, because both somber and elegant is how I describe old Susanna, Mr. Cooper.
Well, who wants to listen to something somber?
music begins playing, and Frank sits down at the table, gestures for you to join, and says, "So, gentlemen, would you like to go first? I understand you were looking after me."
Absolutely, Mr. Devaney. We are fully aware of your position as the president of the Miners Union.
Yes. Bit of a tough job these days. You said you haven't seen... been out of town, haven't seen the paper, yes?
This is correct. I have a copy of it sitting at the residence on Bridger, but that won't do me much good here.
1 second. He gets up and he heads behind like the serving area, digs around a little bit, and comes back out and shares a letter. I will put this in Discord as well, so it's way easier.
The metropolis we Well, that's being generous.
So, you grab that. He brings that over and says, "There you go," and gives you a moment to read that. To the editor, the citizens of the fair city of Heaston Hill have watched with great interest as a trading post rose from the foothills, burgeoning into the fledgling territorial metropolis we know today. There's no question of our good fortune, but as responsible residents, we must grapple with the issue of letting our greed get in the way of our bright future. Tragic disaster stole 22 lives, and more have died since. We draft this letter to humbly suggest a course of action that will cement Heaston Hill's prosperity for all time. The town council must, as soon as feasible, require by law that all miners of Tarrytown Bench be legally bonded employees of the Heaston Mining Company. Mr. Heaston has brought electric light and a measure of riches never before seen in Uinta. Let us trust him to provide for all miners' safety, and indeed the safeguarding of our entire home and legacy. To do aught else would be to invite catastrophe. Signed, Robert Malone. Prospector Bob. Have any, as he sees that you have all finished reading through the article, the letter. So, you can understand the reason for the uproar around town. It started with just the protest, if you will, out front of Heaston's home and his offices. But as the days have gone on, people have kind of been frustrated with the situation, and they've started to pick sides. I, of course, am not enjoying those that are picking the other side.
So just to be clear, Mr. Devaney, Heaston's position as the employer of all miners is somewhat contrary to your own position with the union, correct?
But of course,
Now, we know Robert Malone. Anyone that knows him would be pretty certain that he hadn't written such a letter.
well, I hold nothing against Mr. Malone. A tough race for head of the union.
Oh.
I respect the man, but I think perhaps that at least there's the perception of some of the others that maybe Bob did this because of that loss.
No, I don't think you fully understand. Mr. Heaston, we just got back from rescuing Bob from a bunch of hired guns that were hired by Heaston's sons. There's
Well, I
kind of glance over at the Reverend.
give me notice checks. Really need a group roll cat card.
Yeah.
Revan and James and John. You guys are rolling good. Jump into combat and that'll all go away, right? So, you notice something on Devaney's face when you begin to talk about this Reverend. And it's not what you would expect.
he's not surprised.
He's
It's
also not angry.
and maybe slightly perturbed.
Unless I have misread the situation.
You see Devaney collect himself, seemingly, and he says, "Well, I don't put anything past that man and what his heathens of children will do. In fact, that brings me to the reasons why I was looking to seek you all out. Part of this little conflict we have here in town. Heaston has really tried to twist in the screw, and I'm confident that he's having his boys and his boys' goonies run around causing trouble, setting residents aflame and causing destruction. But we don't really have any way to identify that it's them. They're
People been catching fire?
not people, just
Residences.
residences.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
not residents. Residences.
I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, going around lighting people on fire left and right.
Some Red Dead shit there.
Yeah.
Molotov
Only the-
cocktail.
Only the KKK members. It's
The
required.
hackers.
That too.
Mr.
So-
Devaney, well, go ahead,
Uh,
James.
Thank you. And you are reaching out to us about this in the hopes of what exactly?
Well, as proprietor of this and other establishments in town, establishments that see a lot of traffic, get a lot of the hearsay. I've heard that y'all, when you came into town and looking around for your pal Buckles and helping out with some other things, and really it just comes down to hopefully, being a non-biased party. Simply asking that, I would hope that you can agree that anyone, either side of anything, not be running around terrorizing people's property, people of a fine town here.
Yes,
Absolutely.
of course.
It would seem that the least appropriate thing to be a domicile owner in a major metropolis would be not to have fear of it to be burned down every time you looked at the wrong person the wrong way.
Absolutely.
Now, this is exclusive to residences, as I understand it. Is that correct?
No. No. In fact, it seems that they've been running up around, Creek Street and, the Chinatown area, fortunately.
This town's big enough to have a Chinatown?
Oh, yeah, haven't you been over to the fountain?
We did eat there.
The fountain? Something fountain?
I remember it's 45.
Silver
isn't it?
Fountain, yeah.
Yep.
Silver Fountain Restaurant.
That's true.
I've caught wind. I've heard that some of these whoever hoodlums running around that they've been right, pronounce it right. Gang hats, like the dome Asian hats, and then an Asian style shirts and things.
Mm.
That yeah. So he says some witnesses think that they're seeing that, and some people play it off as if it's just an internal conflict over there, but I think it's something otherwise.
So you're saying people have seen individuals dressed like that?
Yes. Run
Committing these
around
acts?
generally at night. They start fires, shooting out windows, shouting vile things, and really trying to hurrah the resident.
A quick question for you. You haven't noticed any strange sounds on the wind recently, have you?
Whatever do you mean? Wind tends to sound the same as it always does, I guess. Maybe a change in pitch of its whistle.
No, all right.
Mr. Debony, you're the proprietor of multiple establishments and a elected official in the miners' union. You're a man of prestige. Yet you do not appear to have gotten that way by doing the bidding of Mr. Heaston. So does your prosperity predate his control of the town?
Maybe. I'm trying to think of when that came in, because it might have been more of like alongside it, but not to what you're saying, that it's not related, but
More of a contemporary.
yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to double check specific timelines. Yeah.
Okay.
he would go on and mention, you know, he came into one of the restaurants, and then, you know, the Frontier store and the other places just kind of, yeah, continued to build up, and got that sutler's gig and at Fort Ridger as well.
Would you describe yourself as entrenched in the community here?
But of course.
And yet you do not consider yourself an opponent of Mr. Heaston's or a target, if I may ask pointedly.
Well, I'd say anyone that is not on his side is just that. That man wants one thing. Control of the town. And all the claims.
So we will look into this matter. I think all my compatriots are interested. Is that correct, gentlemen?
I'd say so.
Well, that would be might appreciated. And simply put a stop to it. Catch him in the act, and you know, bring one of them varmints in. Show that we know who's causing the trouble.
I think that can be arranged.
It can, but I would like to ask a favor of you, Mr. Devon.
Why, yes, Mr. Beauregard.
Do not speak to anyone of this arrangement until after we have brought forth said individuals.
Oh, of course. I haven't asked anyone else to do so, as I mentioned, as I feel everyone is starting to choose a side in this conflict, and if you find individuals bring these culprits forward, you know, we play it off as you're just doing the right honorable thing for this town.
Now, I'm bringing those individuals to you or the marshal.
Well, let's I'll let that be your call. But I think yeah, take him to the marshal. Make sure there's an audience if you do that. 'Cause the marshal
Well, I
might
don't
have
think
picked his
that
side
much of a
already as well.
challenge.
Wait, so just kind of out of character. So he was thinking it was Heaston, like people affiliated with Heaston doing this? Is that what he said?
He doesn't know.
He thinks so.
He suspects?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why he doesn't want to oppose Heaston over it. He just wants to expose it.
Right. But if we brought them to the marshal with no witnesses, then if they're both with Heaston, he could just... I got you. Okay.
Hand wave it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs to be exposed.
He kind of, you know, one final thought at least on that specifically. He says, that bounty you bring in doesn't need to be doing any talking himself. Catch my drift. In fact, I'd send more of a pointed message if it ends up that way.
Ew.
I want to know if I were to pick up on that he already knows who it is.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a notice check.
Oh man, up until this moment right now, I was convinced that it was ghosts or something like that. It was something supernatural. But yeah, no,
All right.
I just want to know if he knows. He's already pretty certain who it is.
You get a sense that he's pretty confident, and yeah, there may be some other motives here.
Well, I'm not going to push on that, so
no,
not in front of him.
we'll look into this. Now, I bet John has a question.
I do.
Well, I didn't expect you to want to do this for free, is the thing.
Oh no.
Oh, right, of course. Mr. Deputy, I'm sorry. Perhaps I failed to introduce us correctly. The Reverend Marcus and I, we are established men, but the Coopers over here, they're more of a...
Oh, Jesus.
Well, they lack remuneration.
Like what now?
I'm not sure what that word.
Compensation.
Education as
Okay.
well, apparently, too.
I don't know what that word means.
So, once this bounty has been handled with the marshal to your satisfaction, would there perhaps be a additional incentive for my compatriots here? We'd like to, well, ensure their efficiency, if you know what I mean.
Oh, but of course. Let's put it this way. You get the job done, things all go the way that they should to right this ship. There will certainly be compensation worthwhile. In fact, let's start with you need any gear? Get your deal over at the Frontier store. Just tell Odd and I forget this goon's names, Ock and something like that. If I'm not around, they'll take care of you.
We appreciate that.
Can't remember. Do the stores basically have access to most of the items from the, I guess, general area in the gear?
The store, yeah, yep, definitely.
Okay.
It's the infernal stuff that there's some extra parameters to.
Okay.
But it does, because I think it does say the Frontier store can order that stuff, mail order. Or I think it does say that the Frontier store has access to that.
Yeah,
But it's just a
page
matter of basically.
page 33, Todd,
Yeah.
is a page you might want to look at before we get too carried away with the infernal thing.
Right. But as far as ordering that,
They probably have access to both Hellstrom and Smith and Robards.
what number is the Frontier store again? 11, right? No,
It's 55, isn't it?
55.
Nope, that's the
18.
volunteer fire department.
Got it right here.
No, 11 is the cafe and cigar. Isn't that Frontier? Oh, it's 18. 18 is the Frontier store.
Yeah, that's what James said. Where
Warbridger
the
and
hell is
the
it?
Frontier store is an officially licensed Smith and Robards outlet.
It's
There it is. I
They
see it.
require a special order. He does keep some Ghost Rock on hand as well.
Well, We also keep Ghost Rock on.
I
Anyway.
think we've got more than enough.
And don't
Ghost Rock
forget
right
the
now.
newest item on the Frontier store's shelves that has been flying off the shelves, Bumbershoot's.
I
Self a Bumbershoot, only $3 a piece.
have a question.
Mhm.
What is that?
An umbrella.
And has it rained?
Sounds like the perfect item for a fancy gentleman like JT.
Parasol, yeah.
Has it rained a day since we've been here?
Mr. Cooper or Mr. Uncle James, I find it terribly difficult to carry both an umbrella and a cane.
You got two hands?
One hand is
Oh.
for the cane, the other one's for talking to the ladies. How you doing? How you doing?
I can't. As a man of the cloth, I can't know that. I can't know that. Just
Oh,
Okay.
let's see. I'm sure they get ran. I was trying to see.
Yeah.
Anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure it has too. I just
So the way this will play out, Todd, is I'll have access to some kind of discounts, which may or may not be the rush shipments, depending on how you want to play it, because I have that ironbound edge.
And
but-
what does that apply? What does that do again for you?
The main thing it gives me is all the infernal stuff that I already have, right? It gets me the starting gear,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
right? But the other thing that it does is, your alumni or you're connected to one of the organizations. So you might be able to get some discounts.
Okay.
It's basically, I'm the American Express Platinum member. Right.
So do you have your frequent flyer card?
See, I was trying to decide if it was what is it that JT would carry that would entail get him the discount? Would it be some kind of an alumni cooperative thing, or do I have a series of published papers in Smith and Robards or Hellstrom Industries or something? I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet.
Does the membership come with a ring, though?
I mean, it could come with a ring.
Exactly how many secret societies are you a part of, JT?
These have a catalog. This is not a secret society. Come on.
It's a secret society with better publicity, which may be defeating the purpose of one of those adjectives, but
See, for $1,000, you can get access to an
What?
auto gyro air
What?
delivery.
a helicopter?
That means you can get anything from the catalog in D4 hours, as long as it's within 50 miles of a major city.
No one has $1,000.
Well, I don't have it on me.
I'd be able to
That
sell
would just be
something for
foolish.
$1,000.
Where would you even put $1,000? Isn't like the
Yeah, like
biggest
that
denomination like a 10 right now?
No, I'm pretty sure that's you wired the money from one
Yeah.
bank to another.
I think once you have $100 and more, it's all in gold or something. Like, it's not.
Although I'm starting to wonder what that chunk of ghost rock's worth.
I mean, see, the second we try to sell it in this damn town, we're gonna get made.
Sell it. How about we swap it for $20,000 in shit from Smith and Robards?
Are they gonna come pick it up in a helicopter?
Auto gyro. That they would come to pick that shit up. It would be like air delivery. Here's your
Probably.
creative stuff.
It's the most secure form of delivery, I imagine.
Oh yeah. On the note of seeing strange things in the sky and weird things like that, anyone else think that maybe the crimes are being committed by something supernatural?
Mm,
Because, I mean, we've had a few signs on the way back into town that things are getting a little darker in town.
Well, doesn't a man like yourself,
Oh, I'm
Reverend,
not. No, sorry. This is out of character.
Okay.
I'm not speaking with this man, especially
yeah, I
since
was about to say, like,
I'm pretty sure we just killed his mercenaries.
not the ones on the mountain?
Well,
No, those are Heaston's guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bob,
okay,
Bob
talking
said
to
they were
Debony.
Heaston's guys.
right. Yeah, Bob.
he thought
okay.
they were Houston's guys.
Right. Then
Well, and
Uncle
I
James
saw the
saw.
thing. Yeah.
I'm still confused as to why you were telling me to shut up.
Well, I wanted to, we got there. That he wasn't.
His intentions.
So this is want to
basically.
keep your friends closer and your enemies closer kind of thing.
Fair enough.
Because Debney's a very established person. And he either got that independent of Heaston or he got that in cooperation.
I was under the impression that he did not get it in cooperation with Heaston.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't- I
I
don't
wanted to
know
be
if-
sure.
Right. I don't know if maybe I was just assuming from things that we had learned earlier. Never mind. Anyway.
Well, that's what I wanted to believe. I mean, as hard as
Right.
it was to get
Fair
in
enough.
contact with Debony,
Well,
I would hope he
I don't
would
know if
be
I
an
would have
ally.
told anyone.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
It's
it is
the old
getting to be
blasphemy.
that hour of the evening. Have you any plans for dinner?
well, we do need to stop by our house at some point. But I'll look at JT and John and James, just like the Reverend has a dinner plan in that he knows what he will eat, but other than that, no.
See, he has a menu of one item. So-
Well, listen, tonight's meal is on me. Just head over to Angel's Corner there on corner of Creek and 3rd and consider it a chance to scope out the area as well. Maybe do some reconnaissance prior to your other investigations.
Oh, that is mighty kind of you.
Just let
difficult to turn
Angel
down
know that your meal is on my tab.
All right. Thank you, sir.
And I'm very certain we will see each other again.
Well, of that I have no doubt.
It is time for me to get back to the shop.
So we'll imagine probably closing the shop up soon. So maybe we'll swing by in the morning for a little resupply. Some of the goods we're missing.
Absolutely. I'm not around. Hod and Buckshot will certainly be able to take care of you.
Wait, their names are Hyde and Buckshot.
Hod, H-O-D, and
Hod.
Buckshot. Yep.
Hod and Buckshot.
There's
Sound-
clearly a story.
They sound like stooges, like like a couple of the Three Stooges. All right, well, we ought to head to the house and
Yep.
you know,
Get
Read the
things,
paper.
Rearrange some furniture.
yeah,
Pretty
rearrange the
situated.
furniture, JT. He's gone at this point.
Yeah, at some point we have to go to the dance hall and find the girls who are trying to drop the rope.
I was just thinking about the dance hall.
Is that a
After
is that
dinner plans.
Is that a euphemism that I'm unfamiliar with?
Do you remember the slang document from way back when
No.
we started play?
No.
I remember the
Not at
document, but I
all.
did not.
Reverend's got a pretty long rope to drop, apparently. So.
God damn it.
Well, so that's
Where
on
is
the
that?
list It's referring to women who are looking for husbands, dropping the rope.
Ah, and y'all think that you are good matchmaking material?
Oh, absolutely not.
I mean, he's rich. I ain't never settling down. I don't think I would have done it by now.
Absolutely not.
What about
But where
yourself,
there
John?
are women looking for husbands, there are also women looking for bad boys.
And once again, I'm gonna ask the same question. You think you qualify as?
According to my sister. All
I
right.
don't know if that should be your metric. Anyway, yeah, let's head to the house and rearrange the furniture.
We're killing Max tonight. This is great.
All right, off to the house.
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
it's gonna be bad in there, isn't it? We haven't been back in a few days.
We haven't been back in so long.
It's gonna be a bad time.
So
It's gonna be
you
weird when passersby see us on the street just loading rifles, ready to go into our own home.
you head down First Avenue here in the early evening towards temporary residence within Hill. As you walk down the street, again, something just seems different. Again, shadows seem much longer. Again, any breeze that comes through, it feels like somebody is whispering, telling you of dark omens, awful regrets, hidden crimes that linger in your past. The mirror, the windows, whenever you catch your reflection in the windows along the walk, reflection back is tainted.
Oh God, what does the Reverend look like? I assume it makes you look more dead. What does the Reverend look like?
Does he have horns in his reflection?
Not have
I kind of want to see the Reverend's reflection. I'm
Just-
kind of more interested in that.
Everyone else,
Okay.
everyone else's reflections look the same, but your own personal reflection
Yeah, look different.
different. You arrive to the house, come inside, go inside, and immediately as you step inside, just hitting you like a ton of bricks, that heavy, horrible fear, and it feels so much worse now. Whether there's something else going on in addition to your little collectible that's been sitting around for a bit.
It's been like a week, right?
No, just a couple days, but still.
All right, so
I don't remember where we left it last.
I don't either.
I think just like a closet or something.
yeah, no, I think it's in a closet. It's wrapped up in a closet upstairs. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's in that closet upstairs.
yeah,
Okay, you put it back in there because that was originally in there. Then you moved it.
I think we
Yeah,
moved
yeah.
it downstairs, and then the next day we moved it back
Okay.
up.
That's fine.
Yeah, we move it like room to room.
all
But
right.
no
so
one
here's-
wants to let me put it in the taxidermy room.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, let's put it in there and then leave for a week. That'd be great.
I'm very interested in putting it in the taxidermy room, but
I'm telling you, it could fit in one of those bear heads.
Well, at some point we ought to really think about doing something with this, whether it's breaking it up and destroying it, because seems
Well-
like a rock this big has got a lot of evil around it.
I have a suggestion on that. But I don't know if this is the time to have the discussion about it.
Yeah, let's move it first. I guess we can go have dinner and we can talk about it.
Yeah. So I think JT goes in first, since I have all the armor and the see in the dark goggles and the lightning staff, right? I think JT goes in first, and I will head right towards the closet up the stairs.
Okay. Uncle
I
James,
am
give me an
gonna look
occult
around.
roll, please.
Okay.
Go ahead, JT.
Yeah, so again, just kind of a look around, maybe notice opportunity, but that would be it.
Sorry. Oh, because you're just kind of look around to see if there's anything. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. You can give me a nose check. Yep.
Okay.
So, other than the heavy sense of dread and just sensing, hearing the noises, the scratching in the house.
Is the piano still broken?
It is, yes.
Okay.
Still in a pile. The you hear that, like, this scratching in the walls, just weird, maybe like moaning or something, just throughout the home. But what you've experienced before, intensified. Beyond that, though, nothing different. Uncle James, you, as your nephew had mentioned his thoughts on what to maybe do with your souvenir here, that sometimes destruction can bring the end of something's power, influence, breaking it apart. JT, you head up right upstairs. Okay, you just go into the nugget.
Yep, I'm heading towards it because we know it's going to be a problem. So
So you rush up to that closet, and the closer and closer you get, everything it's more and more intense. That feeling, and almost to a point where you almost feel like you're wading through it, and heavier. And you get there, and you open the door, and it's at its most intense. You go and pick that up.
pick it up.
Pick it up, and just kind of, as you move it around, everything dissipates. Everyone else, wherever you are in the house, all this eeriness and whatnot, it dissipates and goes away.
Now, see there, sunshine. We're here. I'll take you for a walk around the house. I'm talking to the rock
I hope so.
as I come down the stairs.
I hope so. Oh God.
See, if you were talking to any one of us, I'd be concerned. But
All right. So as I bring it downstairs and head into the study with it, I sort of flag everyone in there. And then once everybody's assembled, I think perhaps the safest place is Reeg's safe.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that myself. Did we determine? I remember that was the first thing I thought of when we talked about the size of the safe, was that he had it built to contain that rock.
Yeah, no, that is the theory.
Yeah.
The question we have to ask ourselves is why he never put it there.
Well, I think moving it across town by himself might have been problematic. Or maybe he stole it the night before he disappeared and never had a chance.
It seemed like, at least from what we heard, it seemed like him kind of going crazy may have been caused by him having it in the house for a little bit. At least to me.
It's a good thing we're not spending too much time here.
Much to your
Well, we also
disappointment.
have multiple people, and we've just been moving it at night.
Piano
But
hit you,
yeah,
Reverend.
but you know,
I do recall. Thank you, Marshall.
him in the house by himself, it can probably got bad overnight. You know, I know
Probably
we
got
had
really
some
bad.
nightmares.
Some aliens, some gray men coming at him in the night.
Okay. See,
Very large eyes.
we've done the whole ghosts. There were dinosaurs. There have been a lot of things over the past few weeks, but no aliens.
That you know of.
That's what they want you to think.
Now think about it, Reverend. If you were coming from another planet and you wanted to mess with people, would you tell them you are a space alien, or would you pretend to be a ghost, a vampire, a creature from the darkness, and their own superstition?
No, but see, here's the thing: is that ghosts exist. So do vampires.
Because of the aliens.
I'm not convinced of that.
I know. Give it time. Amon, think about it. Is it perhaps more an explanation for your condition that you have an alien parasite?
Nope. No. See, I distinctly remember exercising a demon. And then that demon did not return to hell as it was instructed to. It instead possessed someone else and shot me in the chest.
Where the parasite took over and brought you back to life.
No. The demon thought it'd be a fun joke to make a little nest in my soul. Guarantee it's not aliens, JT. I wish it were aliens, because then you might have an idea of how to get rid of it. But it's not aliens. It's spawn of Satan living in my soul. And it's the only
Speaking
thing
of
that's there.
spawn of Satan, do we take Lily over here? I tap the rock to the safe.
Oh, you named it.
Did you have to name it? It had a name already. The Headstone Nugget.
Nuggy.
No, don't like that one either. I'd
Now, for
prefer
sticking with
Lily.
the Reverend's theory here, I went for something large, something ancient, something biblical. Lilith. Or Lily, as I like to call her.
I'm not comfortable with that analogy.
What purpose do we all have of keeping this thing intact anyway?
Well, I'm nervous that the day after we destroy it, someone's going to show up looking for it. And then we're going to have to get creative.
Well, they don't know we have it. If they did, I don't think we'd be having this conversation.
Mr. Cooper, let's just theorize for a second here. If leaving it lie around brings darkness from the nether realms into existence, what do you think hitting it with a hammer does?
You know? My thought is one that large, broken up into smaller pieces, probably ain't as powerful as it is altogether.
Correct, but the separation of those pieces will cause, shall we say, rumblings in the environment.
Well, we just have a freshly unoccupied mining plot.
Which is a place I'd be willing to experiment on it, but not here.
So are you suggesting, do you want to take it out there tonight? I know that we said we were going to look into that, the Chinatown ghost gang.
Speaking of that, do you think it's a possibility? He mentioned a bounty. Do you think it's a possibility they're part of the
He
Sage
didn't-
Dragons?
He didn't. He was just using the term bounty. He was
Oh, okay.
Bounty
yeah.
as in like the person that we are going after.
Gotcha. Okay.
I
We
mean,
may want to peruse the bounty board just to be sure.
See if anything's been added.
Yeah.
names.
yeah, that might be a good
Perhaps.
idea.
Although if that's true, then they're already behind the ball. We've been in town for several hours. What the hell? And
Yes,
at that
I-
moment, someone knocked on the door.
Back to the Reverend's point, I do think we move it tonight.
Is that a after dinner activity?
Indubitably.
I guess as people that are in the Legion or whatever, I guess what is our general understanding of Ghost Rock? Is there any kind of like just standard common knowledge of it and what it is, or not really?
I mean, yeah, they're all mining it, so yes, there would be that it's used to, I believe all the electricity in town is powered by it. It's essentially a fuel source, and so I would say that would be the general common knowledge.
Right. I just didn't know as people that in the Legion, if you know a little bit more
Oh,
about
sorry.
it than,
Thought you
than
said
like
something.
random everyday. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of its conception, I guess, if you will. JT, I know
Yeah.
off the top of your head, you know that a little better, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume we know like everything that's on page 42 in the Deadlands book about it, like where it was discovered. It looks like coal. It's processed. It only burns for. I think everything that's there. We know it's explosive. We know it's
Mm-hmm.
And we know that it can only be extinguished by cutting off its air supply, that sort of thing. The thing is most of the infernal stuff is powdered, refined ghost rock is what they actually make things out of. Like what JT would do with it requires a refinement process.
Right.
I don't know that we would know how to refine it. Even JT might not know how it's safely refined.
But you utilize it in other ways, and because you utilize it even in small chunk nugget form. So
Yeah.
Chunk nuggets. Yep.
yeah.
JT has chunk nugget magic.
Bauxite. Most scientists believe it's bauxite.
I don't know what that means.
So bauxite is a mineral.
Okay, I know that. Reverend
Oh.
Marcus doesn't know that.
Yeah. So what JT would go on and on about is that it's just bauxite, and the wailing that it produces when you burn is just pockets of trapped air or other impurities that are being catalyzed out of it, right? Now there are other people who believe it was placed on the earth by the devil.
Is there anything else you're after, John, in that regard?
Actually, I guess to John's point, would we believe it's dangerous to try to break it up ourselves? Actually, I don't. You want weird science on that?
It seems like a bad thing to do in my brain.
JT, you can. Yeah, if you want to give me that.
Oh,
Uncle
yeah.
James,
Well, no,
Uncle
you said
James
James
already
had the
has a
occult
sense
roll.
that
Yeah. Once it's broken up, it should be better, but
It's the act of breaking it.
that JT is concerned about.
Yeah.
But I mean, they gotta mine it. like they gotta break it
Yeah.
up somehow.
Well, right. Well, but it doesn't necessarily come in. Like the reason that the Headstone Nugget was so impressive was because it was a large vein mined
That's
out all
true.
at once. It was like, uncorrupted vein.
So
You should all be glad I didn't go the other way with this character, because I was just revisiting the Ghost Rock sections. Like, oh yeah, that was the other idea, the Ore Eater, the guy who eats the Ghost Rock and gets his powers that way.
Oh.
JT, you begin to think about that. Like, yes, you are amongst a bunch of mines, a bunch of claims, and they are digging that out. And you have decent confidence that, busting it apart might not be as, much trouble as some of you may feel.
Again, I would like to attempt breaking it up, John, but I want to do that far away from town, at the mine, where A, we won't be interrupted, and B, if there are untold explosions, fiery hailstorm, or ghost attacks, we're not bringing any attention to ourselves.
I agree.
It's also possible that something of this nature could draw the aliens out, and they will not come into the city, so we have a better chance of attracting the aliens from the mine.
So our plan currently is to go eat dinner and then take the Headstone chicken strip
Lily,
and take it out to the mine, lock it in the safe, go back home, go to sleep, wake up tomorrow, go get outfitted. Or are we gonna do all this in the same night?
oh yeah, you know what? I agree with you. We should get it stored in the safe where it's secured, then come back, place our orders, play with our new toys, make sure that they arrive in time before we cause any more hysteria, and then go break it up.
Well, I'm also thinking about the other conversation that we just had about checking into these the pyrotechnics that have been going off here at night.
Well, even if we can get the stuff fairly quickly, it'll be a little bit before it comes in, right?
That's what I understood.
Yeah.
So that would give us a few days to look into the arson.
What's going to take a few days?
The order
Delivery.
for Smith and Robards.
Oh, if you have to get infernal stuff. You just want regular stuff that they'll have it in the store probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like non-rare
I mean,
stuff.
I don't need Ghost Rock armor. I'm pretty hardy as is.
Yeah, I just want to pick up like the armored vest or whatever, which I think is fairly common.
Yeah.
Ghost Steel Gang guys had them on, running around.
No, I think the armored stuff's all infernal stuff.
All armor?
Like the lightweight stuff, yeah.
There's other armor that.
Well, it's common infernal. Yeah, so the stuff that's on page 34.
Yeah, I guess I assume that like some stuff like an armored vest might be in store, but like a mechanical horse or a helicopter, you may have to special order.
Well, right. If you go to 35, though, that's where the armor list is, and most of it is like clothing. Like an armored duster, like that kind of that stuff's not normal. At least that's how I've always done it before, because that's why it's not in the other equipment list.
Right, it is technically in that area. But, I mean, we'll look at that and
Yeah, I just didn't know if literally it meant no stores carry any of this stuff in stock and it all has to be ordered, or it's just like
right.
marshal discretion to say like, okay, yeah, they've got this, but they don't have the ray gun sitting on the shelf.
Right. So Okay, so what's what's your intention? What's the plan here? It's supper time. You've got that on the agenda. Debony's request open. He certainly seemed to imply that you'd be doing that evening.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should probably. We've moved the rock. The rock's okay for now. If we go to dinner, try to find out some information about what's been going on. So I think we kind of left it. We're gonna go to that diner tonight and try to get information, right? Kind of like
Right. Yeah.
mill
So
around.
maybe we leave the Ghost Rock until tomorrow night, or after we've solved this.
Well, Angel's Corner is open 24 hours a day.
And we want to go at
Yeah,
dinner time.
we should definitely do that. We should do the dinner, and then one of the two things: either deal with the people or move the Ghost Rock.
Yeah, I mean, let's go to dinner. See what we can find out, and if it sounds like there's something pressing related to the fires and stuff going on, we can try to address that. Guess just put the rock to bed there, JT. Sing a little lullaby.
Please don't actually sing it at a lullaby. I'm not really sure if that would do anything, but
I think she's offended. You should have called it a lullaby.
And with that, our story tonight will come to a close, and back in 2 weeks as you all head over to Angel's Corner for a meal. Frank, Debony, see where things take you from there.
No, John, the Angel's Corner is run by a widow.
oh, for the love of God.
Yeah, there'll be some substance to maybe that conversation, or just otherwise. So, yeah,
I would expect nothing less than substance.
All right, guys, good
Or
stuff.
we could just ignore that hook for about 18 times until Todd gets frustrated with us and we finally go. see Angel.
That had never happened. We would never do something like that.
Wow, we were all so dense on that one. I still can't process it.
You should just.
You think we should go see that doctor? Nah.
Well, they kept telling me, and I was like, there's nothing that doctor can do for me. I'm dead. Like, fully dead.
I don't know. You should really see him. He's real good.
We'll find out. All right, guys, good session. We'll see you
Good night,
all
team.
next time.
All right,
Always
see you guys.
Okay.